Transitioning out of the military is hard, but we are here to help make your transition easier. In this section, I'm going to talk to you about the work I did with the candidate who asked for my help evaluating a job offer he received through his own job search efforts. The first step is to research the prospective employer. The company had determined that he was the right candidate for the job. Now it was up to the candidate to determine whether this was the right company and opportunity for him. This should be done by both parties throughout the interview process. The candidate was excited about the possibility of working with these people. He said during the interview process, he really hit it off with them, got along with them really well, and seemed to have a lot in common with them. That's important, but we need to do more research. Social media is an excellent source of information for this. We read comments and went on social networking sites, and also looked at some news stories as well. Through those news stories, what we found was that the company was in high growth mode. They had some exciting product launches coming up, and the company stock had done really well over the past year. In addition to this, we got some additional information through talking to people that we had connected with on LinkedIn, both people that had worked there in the past and were currently working there now. The next thing we took a look at was the salary being offered. The candidate was a little disappointed in the offer they made. It came in a little lower than what he was hoping for. So what we did was we took a look at his skills and how they matched with the job description. And what we realized was that he was lacking in certain areas, but this would be a great opportunity for him to join the company and grow and develop new skills. So we decided that he needed to keep the big picture in mind. The offer did allow the opportunity to make more money through their bonus plan, individual bonuses, team bonuses, and company performance-based bonuses. But what the candidate didn't know was that how often people were hitting their targets and what that average bonus payout was like for people in his similar position. So I had him go back to the company to find this out. We also went to websites like Vault and Glassdoor to determine what the salary is for a position like this. This was an excellent resource to find this out. And what we found out was, although the offer didn't come in on the high end of that range, it was certainly above the mid-range. The position didn't require him to relocate, but had it required relocation, we would have took a look at if relocation was being offered, any kind of relocation bonus, or if they were going to take care of the entire relocation cost. We also would have took a look at things like the cost of living in that area compared to where he's currently living. There are websites that can help with that to determine how much money I would need in that new location compared to what I'm earning in my current location. Sometimes when you relocate, you're moving to a higher cost area, so you need to factor that in. You'll want a higher salary than what you're currently earning. But if you're moving to an area where there's no state tax or a lower cost of living, taking a little bit less money may make sense. Other factors to consider are things like the commute time, tolls, parking, and whether you have the option to do some work from home. This candidate only was going to have a 30-minute commute. There were no tolls, parking was free. So this made sense that the offer, maybe didn't need to be as much as what he was hoping for. Whereas if he was taking a job in, say, a major city where he would have to pay for parking, which can be quite expensive, and was going to have a long commute time and tolls along the way, it may have made sense to, ask for a higher salary. Next thing we took a look at was benefits. The candidate said that they were going to offer medical and dental insurance, stock plan, a 401k match, paid time off, holiday pay, tuition reimbursement. But he was so hung up on salary, he didn't get any details on that information. How much was the medical insurance going to cost? What were the dental costs? How much money would be taken from his paycheck per pay period for those expenses? What was the stock plan like? How much stock would he receive? When would he receive it? 401k match, what is the match? He knew that they did have holidays and paid time off and things of that nature, but he didn't have too much detail. So I asked him to go back to the client to determine what those details are. The next thing we took a look at was career paths. I explained to him that getting a job might be his priority right now, but he still needs to think carefully about how it will impact his long-term career prospects. I explained that if he accepts the offer on impulse and it doesn't work out, he might end up desperate to leave, repeat the same mistake again and again, and he could find his resume becomes littered with several short job tenures, causing potential employers to view him as unreliable. He assured me that this would not be a problem. He was very excited about the prospects of joining this company. And he was also excited about the fact that because it was a high growth company and that his skills didn't completely align with the job description, it would be a good opportunity for him to develop those skills and to really grow in his career. The last thing we took a look at was values. His values did align with the company values, and he really strongly believed in their mission, so this seemed like a really good fit in that regard. After he went back to the company to get his question answered, what we did was we basically took a line down a piece of blank paper and had one side pluses, one side minuses. There really weren't very many minuses. The only minus he had initially was really just the salary being a little bit lower than he was hoping for. But after further conversations and looking into things further and keeping the big picture in mind, he decided this was a good opportunity for him, and he accepted their offer.